Grocery items that are going up in price here in January of 2024, and another food recall. Let's discuss. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano and Frank, the Bald Eagle here. Tonight we're drinking Donut Shop coffee by Kroger. Kroger's Donut Shop coffee. It's pretty good. It's smooth. Nice dinner coffee. If you have to hit pause on this video to get your coffee or whatever beverage you deem necessary, go ahead and do that now, as this will be a lengthy discussion. So the recall that we're going to go over here is the Vesta products here. We are reading this, some of this from the Washington Post. So if you want to check the Washington Post, that is where we are getting our information here. They go on to say a North Carolina-based food company is recalling jars of what it calls dry hot sauces after failing to declare on labels that wheat is present in the product. An omission the company acknowledged could cause a, quote, serious or life-threatening allergic reaction, unquote, to those with an allergy or severe sensitivity to wheat. So, yeah, that's kind of important. So, they are the Vesta products here. The Vesta, they go on to say, Vesta Fiery Gourmet Foods of Raleigh, North Carolina, is voluntarily recalling its products, which are sold under the brand name Benny T's. So Benny T's, after being notified by the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services that the label on its 1.5-ounce jars does not state that the flour used is a wheat flour, according to the company announcement released by the Food and Drug Administration on Tuesday. The chili pepper-based toppings, which the company markets as dry hot sauces, being recalled are Benny T's Vesta Dry Hot Sauce Ghost, Benny T's Vesta Dry Hot Sauce Hot, and then the Hot Sauce Reaper, and then the Hot Sauce Scorpion. Wow. I don't know if I would even try these anyway. It sounds pretty hot. Let's see. And then the Very Hot. And then the statement said, adding that no illnesses have been reported to date. All items were packaged in glass jars and sold primarily online in stores and deli cases nationwide between October 1st and January 4th. Products with use-by dates through December 2024 are affected, the announcement said. The FDA urged those who purchased the products not to consume them and to contact the company if you have any questions. Sauces and spices are among the foods and products listed by the nonprofit Food Allergy Research and Education as sometimes containing unexpected sources of wheat. Other items listed include soups, salad dressings, and hot dogs. So, yeah, you want to be very particular about these things. If you're allergic to wheat, well, yeah, you don't want to try this product as affected by the dates that are in it. We always see, like on these different things, like we'll see products have eggs or soy or fish or different products in them so that you know that if you have an allergen, you can avoid these. So again, if you would like to check this out, it is on the FDA website, but I just wanted to go over this one. It is one I did a little bit of research on. There are a couple other things floating around which we may discuss in a later coffee rant, but there's not enough information on some of these different. I know someone sent me something about another recall, but I couldn't find any information that it's not on the FDA website yet. And the way I look at it is until we see things come up on here or it is just blown up all over the internet, basically. When I can only find one story on something, we need to wait on that. I know a lot of our viewers watch Newsweek and you know, other sites. But this is one that was on the FDA website, so that was the one we were discussing. So, you know, I would just stay away from those for now. I know everybody loves their different hot sauces and hot dry rubs or whatever they're calling this. But yes, if you have a wheat allergy, you definitely want to stay away from those. We need to pay attention to these things because we're seeing more and more things like this happen. I know that the Blue Ridge beef scare at the pet food, it got a lot bigger of a recall than I think we originally thought. Always check the FDA website to make sure to check the dates, the best if used by dates, the lot numbers, all the different numbers to make sure that your product is not affected. We need to do this more and more these days because, you know, with all these recalls, and knock on wood, we've had a few days here at least where it hasn't been completely insane. right? I mean, there toward the end of the year, we were seeing recalls everywhere. And I know it's common to have recalls on products. Accidents happen. We're finding an awful lot of salmonella and listeria in a lot of different products, including those Quaker oat bars. I was at Kroger today doing our video shopping at Kroger, showing some of the prices, some of the deals. There are some good ones. Make sure you subscribe down below so that you receive those notifications when we do our store videos in the mornings. But I gotta say, that Quaker is still not in. So whatever it is, they've taken them all down. I know salmonella was part of that. That has spread out a lot larger across the country and beyond. And there's just tons of things, guys. The charcuterie thing with Sam's Club, the charcuterie samplers, that has gotten a lot bigger. We said that was going to get a lot bigger. They were saying that it had covered just a few states. It is now covering more. So always check the FDA website for these things. But that is it for the food recall section of today. We need to talk about some of these prices that are going up in the grocery stores, though. Excuse me. Take a sip of coffee here. This donut shop, it's okay. It's okay. I'm kind of cleaning out my older coffees right now. I was trying to get rid of the Whole Foods Market coffee that I have, but I'm taking a break on that because I just really don't like it. So water seems to be a big one. Bottled water is going up everywhere. We're getting a lot of comments on that water just seems to be unusually high priced where you are. And some of our viewers will always say, and I will say too, maybe get a water filter, any kind of Brita, or, and I'm sure we have lots of viewers on the channel here that will recommend different water purification systems that you can have for your water that just comes out of your faucet. Because yes, $1.50 a gallon for distilled water, $1.50 a gallon for any spring water. I mean, that's crazy. And that's Kroger price, which Kroger is pretty high on that. You never see sales on this kind of stuff either. You never see sales on gallons of water. You will on like cases of water, and sometimes like Kroger will have an okay deal, but even their bottled water is getting expensive. Their 40 bottles of water a little over a year ago was $3.99. Now they're $5.99. We saw where a 24-pack of Ice Mountain, which is actually on sale this week at Kroger for $4.49. So if you like Ice Mountain, now might be the time because the regular price is now $6.29. And that is up from $5.99. Why do we go over this information? Somebody, we new viewers, we get comments on this, so I like to discuss. We always encourage buying up the sales as we see them as we go along here because prices continue to go up all over the nation, all over the country, all over the world, guys. We have people from all over the world chiming in, letting us know what is going on in your country and all around the country here. It's crazy. We knew that prices weren't going to just stop going up in price. They say inflation has come down. Inflation doesn't really have too much to do with groceries. It really doesn't, because when you look at the numbers, when you do the numbers, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. Like the rate of grocery prices that are going up does not equal out the number, even if it's come down. And let's not forget, too, that even if inflation has come down a little bit, or if it's at 3% or whatever they're saying, it's still inflation. It's still going up. It's still going up. It hasn't stopped or leveled off or anything. And that's what we try to get through on this, on this channel here, is that, it's why we talk about, it's why I go boots on the ground, showing you what kind of deals are going on weekly in some stores that most of us shop at. Most people on the channel here, maybe most. I'm not really, I try to keep it, I visit Kroger every week because everywhere there is a Kroger or Kroger-owned store. Now, someone had said there isn't a Kroger-owned store in Florida. Yes, I know that. I've mentioned that a couple times. You may be a new viewer, but they do have a distribution center. They do have warehouses down in Florida as to where they offer the $59 a year Boost program. Now, someone was telling me that in some places, you may not be able to get the $99 program where you get groceries that day if you're out of state and don't have Kroger's. I'm not really too sure. Someone had mentioned that in passing. I don't really, Kroger claims they can cover everywhere in the country now. So I don't know. Like, even if you don't have a Kroger owned store, you can still apparently use the program. $59 a year. I mean, that's That's a pretty good deal these days, especially if you don't have a Kroger near you. We have viewers that live in Florida that use the Kroger Boost program. So, other things we have to pay attention to, canned goods. Now, we went over this one the other day, but we're seeing more things. Now, we're seeing sales, right? And this is what I always talk about, being blinded by the sales. Okay, because we see the sale and we're like, oh, that's better than the price was before. But if you look at what the regular price is now, it's gone up. It's gone up. So when that sale is over, this price is what you're going to be paying. We saw where Del Monte went from $1.50 a can to $1.59. That's just regular price now. I did just see where some of these products are on sale, like some of the Bush's beans. Bush's beans, like regular beans, like black beans, pinto beans, canned beans. Not baked beans, just like canned beans. I know it's funny to say, but like those particular beans, like black beans, pinto beans, red beans, those are all on sale at Kroger and Meijer this week for $1 a can. $1.59 a can, regular price. We're seeing pasta. We're finally seeing pasta start to go up around here. We've been getting comments from you guys. A lot of our viewers have been saying pasta's been going up in price. It sure is. We saw Cremette go up 20 cents. It's $1.69 a box now, after just going up from $1.59 like a week ago. So we are starting to see these things go up. Bread prices are going up all around the country. Bread has significantly gone up where we are here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Let me know down in the comments which bread products you see significant price increases. And don't say Sara Lee. We know that Sara Lee is unaffordable. I can't imagine paying $5 for a loaf of bread. Especially Sara Lee. Like if it's something fancier, maybe wider pan, different stuff. And even those are a lot cheaper. I like a lot of the private selection breads that they have. And usually you can get those on sale for $2.99. Now they have gone up in price too, but everything has, and we just got to kind of pick and choose our battles. I understand that, a lot of us are on a very tight budget these days. I can only imagine families right now trying to provide, put food on the table for their families. Because, it is ridiculous. These prices are not coming down, but we are still seeing some good sales. As I always say, at Kroger, it's the most expensive store that you can save the most money. Why? Because of the sales. Kroger does a good job of still bringing in a lot of sales. Now, one can say that, well, they don't need to have these prices that high anyway. And I agree, they don't. But it is what it is, and there ain't nothing we can really do about it. And if Kroger is our main shopping center, main grocery store, well, then we have to kind of just roll with the punches and buy the sales as we see them. Me and Jessica have been doing this for years. That is what we stock up on. That is how we are able to save thousands of dollars over a year in buying groceries. Because when you really do the math, if you can wait to buy some of those sales, and a lot of it's getting creative with meals as well, right? It's okay, well, let's try some different things. Me and Jessica are doing meals. We do meals all the time that we can kind of spread out. If you watched our video where Jessica made that Instapot meal, that's going to last us another couple days. And we invited my mom over. She ate too, and it's very filling. With the meatballs that we used, it was about $30 for everything, maybe a little bit less, but we used expensive La Rosa's meatballs. You could knock $10 off that meal right away, maybe more. Yeah, like $12 if you were to spread that out. But we're seeing those things go up as well. I remember those La Rosa's meatballs used to be $6.99. Now they're $8.99, which is very expensive. And you can also, make your own meatballs and freeze them. The recipe for that you do have to freeze. The meatballs have to be frozen when they're put into the Instapot. So if you haven't seen that video, scroll back a couple videos on our channel here. It is titled Awesome Instapot Meal. And I got to say, it was very tasty. But for the most part, guys, we are seeing, like I said, this week, it seems like there's some okay deals at Kroger, but we are seeing prices continue to rise on a lot of different things. We're going to see different things go up in price too. We do see trends of things. I think this is going to be the time where we start seeing increases in laundry detergent. Why do I say that? They're having some pretty good sales on laundry detergent. And when we see sales go like crazy there for a while, usually what happens is the prices go up. There's two things that have caused prices to go up over the last couple of years. I can't go much beyond that because that is where we started on the channel covering all this stuff. But over the last couple of years, we'll see a massive amount of sales for a good amount of time. Sometimes, like, we've seen laundry detergent on sale, like some really good deals, Tide, stuff like that. But what has happened? What has happened? We see the prices stay the same, but what is the main thing that happens? What do we see happen if we don't see the price drop? We actually saw where Tide had dropped in price some. It was $21.99, and then we've seen it at $19.99. For what looks to be the same size bottle. It is the same size bottle. What has happened? They have taken some out of it. What was once 110 loads turned into 107 loads, which is turned into 94 to 96 loads. Depending on what store you're at, I guess. So yes, you knocked $1.50 off, but you knocked probably what would be $5 of what the product was worth at a time before. Maybe not that much, but a few dollars. They worked it out. They always work it out to where they're making money. And this is going to be how they make more money in the future, because they're going to keep the size down and then they're going to raise the prices. And this is just an example. Okay, this is kind of what I see. When I start seeing crazy good deals in some area, I pay attention, right? Not only should we be buying those products at that time, but we need to make sure that we're continually looking at what they're going to be going up. That is what we do. That is what we do here. We try to provide you with all this information so that you're not caught blindsided or caught off guard when you go to the store and realize that, hey, your favorite coffee just went up $2 a jar or a can or something. Some okay deals at Kroger this week also. Sorry, I'm trying to just talk. Don't want to talk too much about tomorrow's video, but there are some okay deals. As most of you probably know who have been watching for a long time, know that I'm not a huge fan of the buy 6 or more, save 50 cents each deal. But there are some sales at Kroger that we get a lot of comments on the channel that are on sale in tomorrow's video. So make sure you check that out. More things that we're seeing go up in prices, meat. We're starting to see meat go up again. I'm not surprised here. I don't know this for a fact, but I feel like people are buying less meat. Because I go to Kroger now and I see it just sitting there. Kroger was very busy today. I had to look to see if we were getting snow tomorrow. Because for it being so early at Kroger on a Wednesday morning, I just kind of felt like, why is there so many people here? It was just ridiculous. I thought I was getting there at a good time. Maybe there isn't a good time anymore to go, but take another sip of this here. But guys, we do need to make sure that we are paying attention to all of these different prices so that we are always saving when we can. Buy up the sales as we see them. If your budget allows you to do that, because it's a way that we can significantly save. A longtime viewer had mentioned the other day that you had just gotten a pass to Sam's Club and that you felt kind of like it wasn't worth it for you. Well, we get this story a lot on the channel, and, if you are, and I don't know if you have a family or anything, but if you have a family of 4, there are definitely ways you can save at Sam's Club. You just got to kind of look around. You got to look for the deals. Since you have a pass, they will be sending you a monthly booklet that'll show you all the different deals coming up. And let me tell you, some of the products that I love at Sam's Club and Jessica, we love the toilet paper deal. Even though it's gone up over the last year or two, it's still worth it. It's still worth it. They have not shrunk in size, for one, because that's what we thought was going to happen. That might be next, and I hope it doesn't. I would honestly rather Sam's Club raise it up another $1 than to take some out of it, right? Because your mind kind of does like a mental calculation of how long that toilet paper is going to last you. If this toilet paper lasts us 2 or 3 months, well, then all of a sudden it starts lasting you a month, right? And it's like, well, obviously some has been taken out of it. Make sure you check the numbers on all that. Even though the paper towels have gone up as well, I like buying those paper towels. You get a lot of them, and they're individually wrapped inside. I like that because it keeps them even more dry. In case you drop one somewhere, you have a leak somewhere, you're not, at least you got a little bit of time to get them out from underneath wherever they are. I don't know. It's just one of those little things that we appreciate with that. But they are $20, but you get a lot of rolls. I think it's 15 rolls, and they last us forever. And just a couple little ideas there for you. But Sam's Club, it takes a while, and, I don't know if you've really done like a huge breakdown of how much you'll save, but you do have to kind of look around. Prices are going up everywhere. I even said like in a video a few weeks back that, you may want to take like a little tour of Sam's Club or Costco to see and do the math. See if you're going to save over the course of a year. And it depends on how you shop too. And I think some people aren't as close to a Sam's Club or Costco, so you really got to make sure that when you do go to Sam's or Costco that you're making it worth it, right? Because if it's not worth it, then yeah, it's not worth paying the pass for. But since you already did, then there are things that are worth it. Maybe try some new things. Those brisket beans, I love those things. I love the olives, the Greek olives and all that stuff. That brisket beans, I mean, that's like 40 ounces. That's like 40 ounces. That's like 4 or 5 with your meals, I mean, it's $9. So, I mean, it's not the cheapest, but it's delicious. And a lot of the other things like cheeses, meats, you are getting a lot more for what you pay for there than what you're going to get at like, Kroger or Meijer. And arguably the quality is way much better. Meat quality at Sam's Club is better than anywhere, in my opinion, except for Costco. Costco's meat quality, I don't know what it is. They're hamburger. Like steaks, they're the exact same. Steaks taste the exact same at Sam's Club as they do Costco. The quality is fantastic at both. The hamburger, I have to say, Costco is maybe a little better. But it's still good at Sam's Club, and you're getting good quality meat for a little less than what you're going to pay per pound at Kroger. And we're seeing even Kroger hamburger prices go up again. I just saw where they're 80% lean, went up another 20 cents a pound at Kroger, and their 93% lean just went up another 20 cents a pound at Kroger. So everything keeps going up, guys. We just got to make sure. I don't know. I keep hoping and praying for that day where things start decreasing so I can go into Kroger and say massive price decreases, right? But, I just don't see that, massive sales, right? I mean, Kroger has the sales. They got the Kroger brand frozen vegetables on sale this week for $1 a bag. I did buy up a bunch of those, as I do love Kroger mixed vegetable. We use all the different Kroger brand frozen vegetables in all of our different soups. It is going to be freezing next week. Here in just a few days, we're going to have temperatures below 20 degrees. We got one day next week, they're saying like 14 degrees. So we're getting ready to make some soups and stuff like that. Might do some videos on some of the different soups and stuff. We've done these videos in the past, but yeah, maybe just me and Jess hanging out, because if it gets down to 10 degrees or whatever they're saying, I ain't going nowhere. So we may just do like a cooking video or share our home vlog with you guys for the day or something. But we'll find something fun to do. Thank you all who've been reporting on these different food recalls. I am very busy trying to do as much as I can to get all the information on a lot of different sales and trying to show more things in the videos these days, as we're trying to just, during these times it can get rough, it can get doomy and gloomy, but I am trying to provide as much entertainment in the channel as possible too, because we all need to laugh. We all need to laugh because it's either laugh or scream, and I would rather laugh. I'll tell you what, today at Kroger was a madhouse. I could have easily went the other direction and let it bother me, but I kind of was just like, I literally pulled my phone out and I was like, checking the weather, like, is it gonna snow like half an inch tonight? Is that why everybody's freaking out? Because that's what it is. Half an inch of snow, and everybody's, I don't know, everybody freaks out over an inch of snow. I don't worry too much about it. We have good snow crews here. They would have that up in minutes. But, people drive like there's 10 feet of snow on the ground when it's raining out here. So, I don't know. Either way, those are some of the price increases that I have noticed personally at the stores. Of course, produce is going to be up and down with things. One thing I will say about produce is, and we get this on the channel all the time. People say, well, you buy out of season, you're going to pay more. Yes, that is true. The prices on these things, though, out of season are ridiculous. It's like they don't care if it just sits there. I don't know. I mean, transportation could be an issue why they're so expensive. I mean, I would never pay $5.50 for a thing of blueberries. I mean, why? I'd get a pound of, well, not a pound, 12 ounces to a pound for $3.99 somewhere, frozen. Why would I pay $5.49 for fresh? I don't know. I mean, I guess unless you're making something that requires fresh blueberries, and same thing with strawberries. I mean, now aren't strawberries, don't they come back into season in February? I remember in February last year, we actually saw strawberries skyrocket in price, kind of like we are now. But I know Florida Florida has tons of strawberries in February. Like, I think that's when they start having their strawberry festivals and all that. So let's see if those come down. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. I very well could be. But do believe those start to come into season in some parts of the country in February. So we'll have to wait and see on that. I do love my strawberries. But yeah, $5 a pound. That's ridiculous. And there's places you can find them cheaper. I will say when I went to Aldi and they had the strawberries a little cheaper, I guess, $3.69, but they look terrible. Look terrible. And that was very high priced, even for out of season at Aldi. So we'll be visiting Aldi here at some point. Get back there. I'd like to visit Walmart again, see what things look like there. We've been seeing a lot of price increases at Walmart as well. Saw some things at Kroger today too. Saw some inconvenience stickers on bags of rice. Okay, and this is another thing that we have talked about and have heard that as we go through through the start of the year here, people were saying there were going to be shortages on rice. Prices were going to be going up. One thing I noticed today, prices on dry beans are getting out of hand. They're getting really expensive. Like, we almost have to go to Walmart to get dry beans because $2.39 for a pound of kidney beans at Kroger that's ridiculous. $2, that's like double what it was last year. Oh, I don't know, guys. That's all for the price increases that I have seen. Make sure you let us know down in the comments. Don't forget to hit like on this video to help spread it out all around the world, as many people have been doing. We have been noticing more and more people from all around the world joining the channel here as we compare prices all around the world and things that are going on, you know, with shortages and things like this. You know, we have a couple shortages coming up that I'm going to be talking about here in a coffee rant. Well, a couple of them, like salt and sugar. Those are the ones that keep coming up. So apparently sugar is a problem. Salt is a problem. We did see where our Meyer was out of Morton's salt. So I'm not too surprised. It's like we'll either see Morton's or the store brand. It's like they sell out of the store brand and then that's when the Morton's truck arrives, I guess. But I don't know. It's a crazy world, guys. Keep your head on a swivel, as we've been saying here on the channel. Yeah, it's crazy, you know, but we will continue to update you on all the different prices that we see go up so that you don't waste your money. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Have a great night.